Okay, so this has obviously been a hugely historic day. It's been a day where we called this out for what it was last week whenever the DUP announced it, that it was a day of political stunts, of antics. That's been borne out by what we've just witnessed in the Assembly chamber. Can I firstly say that I wish that the DUP and others put as much creativity into actually trying to make Power Sharon work as they have done today to try and attempt to deny people their rights, because that's what today was about. Can I send solidarity to all those people that have been actively out on the ground campaigning for rights to be delivered to all sections of our society. So solidarity to all those activists that have worked so hard to deliver marriage equality to all those people that just wanted to get married and to have that recognised in law. We also send solidarity to all those who've been fighting very hard to end the criminalisation of women. And that's significant that that will happen tonight. An archaic law that's over 100 years in existence, and that needs to stop, and that will stop tonight. But clearly the next stage in that journey will be to legislate here. There will be a 6-week consultation. There needs to be compassionate health care for women. Sinn Féin will play our part in that consultation. We'll put forward a policy that will see harmonisation of law across this island. What I wish is that the DUP would actually engage in a meaningful way in a conversation about how to make Power Sharon work. We want this Assembly and this Executive to work. We want it to work for all people, but it must be a just Assembly. It must be a just Executive. It cannot actively discriminate against sections of our society. We'll not be found wanting in playing our part to bring that about, and we call on the other parties to actively get involved in that process.
When we were talking about today, and in the aftermath of what Michelle has rightly described as stunt politics in the chamber, I think all of us were thinking about Lyra McKee. Certainly we were thinking about Sarah Ewart and her mother June, and all of the journeys that so many people, just as they call them, ordinary citizens, have made, the struggle that they have faced, and the fact that today rights are realised. Of course, it would have been far, far better that the law would be changed through the Assembly here in Belfast. That's what everybody wanted. But we had said all along that in the event that the DUP insisted on blocking rights, then it would fall to the two governments to intervene, because people living in the north of Ireland can't be left in some state of limbo, some never land, where they are denied rights that are afforded to people right across Ireland and on the island of Britain. I think if today demonstrates one thing, it's this: we now need a serious, intensive talks process that seriously grapples with the outstanding issues to ensure that we can re-establish sustainable and credible government. So we in Sinn Féin are ready for that challenge. You will recall in February of 2018, we met with all of you and we told you that we believed we had arrived at an accommodation that was sufficient to move forward. We believe that an accommodation can be arrived at again, but of course we need partners in unionism to make that happen. We also need clarity in respect of Brexit. So let me say this very clearly from our perspective. If the British government were to make the fatal error of granting a veto to unionism over Brexit protections, if they were foolish enough to insist that that veto could be exercised through the Assembly, well then there will be no Assembly here in Belfast. The days of vetoes to deny individual rights, to deny human and civil rights, the day of using vetoes to deny rights and protections to the people on this island, north and south, are over.